Vita Phi family, here we are rolling into Easter coming up this weekend. I want to wish a happy Easter to everyone. Hope you enjoy the time over the weekend together with family, friends. Guys, we're rolling into a couple of events coming up here towards the end of April, beginning of May. First of all, our Orlando event together with our Diamond, Brenda Varela, who's heading up that event. I believe Double Diamonds, Stephen and Samara Keller are also going to be there in Orlando, Florida for that event. Laura and I will be connecting via Zoom. Very excited for that event. And then following that, we have a Gold Coast event in Australia, head by our Double Diamond, Rebecca White, and together with her diamonds there in Australia, Justine Coles, Deborah Hicks, etc. Congratulations to you guys out there. Looking forward to both of those events coming up. And if you are close or if you have an opportunity to be in one of those events, ideally in person, but if not, see if you can even just pipe in via Zoom, etc., and be present. So important just to be plugged in. Guys, just recently I shared a post on my Facebook page, and it was a post about how we have we've sold over 2 million units of our product around the world, and of our golden drops. And we've got over 100,000 customers and entrepreneurs around the world. And just how we've been able to impact lives around the world. And that it touched my heart, and I wanted to share. Well, as I did, it was incredible how many people just kind of commented, reached out. And, a lot of people, maybe from the past year, 2 years, 3 years, etc., that have been using our products. There were a couple of people that surprised me. They were some of our first distributors back in 2017, 2018, who have used our products since then, and they shared some of their thoughts as well on how that product has blessed their lives. That reminded me how much impact we're having, and sometimes we lose sight of long-term goals, and we lose sight of the impact that we can have over time. Kind of reminded me a little bit of something I call the marathon mentality. And you see that out there a lot as well. A lot of people run marathons. I ran one back in 2000. I've got a brother who runs probably 5-6 marathons a year and runs ultra marathons and everything. Well, back in 2000, he convinced me. As a newlywed, we had our, we've been married a couple of years, and we had our first child on the way. He was born about 3 months before I ran that marathon. And so anyway, while Laura was going through her marathon pregnancy, then I was out there running as well and preparing for that marathon to run together with my brothers. And, that experience taught me a ton. I'd always been athletic. I played basketball growing up and just have always enjoyed sports, but never run long distances. And it's a total different beast. When you play basketball, you just run a short court. It's very quick, very fast-paced, etc. Quick bursts of energy. Marathon is a long haul. And so you're out there running and running and running. In my case, it was 4 hours of running. I ran the marathon just under 4 hours. Well, man, you've got to keep your mind occupied, because if not, thoughts come into your mind all the time and just convince you to stop. I remember running before the marathon and just, the long runs that you would do, 10 miles, then 15 miles, etc., in preparation for those 26 miles that you run on the actual marathon. It was a struggle for me because I wasn't used to it. And it was a struggle to keep my mind just focused and to not allow those thoughts to come into my mind thinking, just stop, let's get up to the corner and just stop. Or there's no way you're going to be able to make it. Or it's not worth it. Or it's, you're not in good enough shape. You can't do this, whatever. All those thoughts when you're preparing for your marathon, that's what happens on those long runs. And you have to overcome them. You have to get to the point to where You don't allow them to make your decisions for you. It's so similar when you're talking about business. Business is a marathon. You cannot run your business with a short-term mentality. You have to have a long-term focus, and you have to overcome those thoughts because they come in all the time. And if you allow them to, they will manage your actions. And what I found in the marathon, the best way to overcome those thoughts was just set short-term goals. And so I'm going to run down to the corner. And then when I would get to the corner, then I would set the next goal of I can make it a little bit farther. And I would set the next goal. I would look down and I could see something that was attainable. And I would keep running until I got to that point. In the meantime, as well, to kind of keep thoughts out of my mind, then I would stay engaged with, I started listening to audio tapes, I would listen to music sometimes, but I would listen to things that would keep me engaged in the activity. They would not allow those thoughts, those negative thoughts to come into my mind. In the business, it is exactly the same. You have to keep yourself engaged. You have to keep yourself plugged in to your upline, plugged into your team, plugged into the company. You have to listen to audio tapes. You got to listen to things that are positive. Keep your thoughts positive. Don't allow negativity to breed within your mind. It's so funny how everything in life, I mean, I'm talking about a marathon, but it's the same thing with anything. Same thing with my wife's pregnancy, for example. We've got 4 kids, and I remember each time how she would also have thoughts of, man, I can't make this. This is so hard. Everything that is worth something in life has a long-term focus. Guys, let's keep our long-term focus on where we're headed as a company, where we're headed as a business, and where we're headed as people, and share that same vision with our team members. Look forward to seeing you guys soon.